Kevin Crowbot, what do you have, average 25 yards, I think, on kickoff returns?
Yeah, he had, he had a 50-yarder call back,
Right. What went into that decision? Obviously, he's back there again this
Yeah,
week.
frustration. Just we weren't hitting it, and I wasn't pleased with the effort there. Again, I always talk about with the team. I talk about the difference between, a show horse and a plow horse. He's a plow horse. We have a lot of guys that look pretty, and they catch the ball and they don't want to hit it. And he had never. Every day we practice catching kicks and returning kicks and everything. He's never done it, and we told him to do it on Wednesday, and that was it.
Wednesday before last week?
Wednesday.
So that's when you made your mind up?
That's it. During the period. Couldn't take it anymore. Said, Kevin, go back there and catch a kick. He said, yes, sir, and hit it.
Had he done it in high school?
I don't believe so.
Really? So he's one of these guys that will, like, if you need him to
So
shine
I think
shoes or something.
Liverpool's like that. They're just team guys, and they're solution oriented. They are solution oriented. They're not palm. We say palms up guys. Guys who, what do I do? What do I do? No, he's tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it. And again, there's probably a misconception because he does have size and because of his skin tone, but he is fast. He's fast. He is a fast football player, and he can really cover ground. And he showed that on Saturday.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, halfway through the season, is there any next step you're looking for the team to take as a team?
The next step for us is to practice well on Tuesday. I think we did that. And then obviously to go up to Toledo and play well. That's the next step. There's nothing else that we can even entertain right now because of how good this team is, because of how well they play at the Glass Bowl, and because of how steeped in tradition they are. Let's face it, they won 7 MAC championships and 10 MAC West championships. They got a great facility, great stadium. Bunch of guys in the NFL. They have what we're aiming to be at some point, and it's a great test for us. We got to go on the road and win a game, and I'm sure it's going to be cold and all that stuff. So it's a good test for us. But that's it. I'm not giving you anything juicy, but that's the only thing we can think about right now. Even the previous 6 games don't matter much. It's all about the present moment for us.
Coach, you guys talk about Church as a 3-time All-MAC safety. How does he impact their defense?
Well, number one, he's always around the football, and he's got a nose for the football. He's a smart player. He can find the ball. He sees very well. He reads like a linebacker, to be quite honest, and that's how they use him. And then his value is immeasurable when you look at what he did in that game. He changed the game on Saturday. He won the game. They would be, I don't know what their record would be in the MAC, but probably 2 losses if they didn't get that, if he doesn't make that play on Saturday night. So one guy can bring that much value to a game, and right now he's doing that. He brings energy, he's tough, and he's obviously providing leadership for their team. So he's an excellent player. I have a lot of respect for him.
Did you learn anything new about the Owls last Saturday?
Just if I learned anything, it was that we're finding ways to win. You got to find a way to win. We've tried the other way, and
What was the other way?
the other way was the other way. We found a lot of ways to lose games, but I don't see panic. And sometimes coaches don't want to share that with the outside, but there were times in the last 3 years where it was just sheer panic when it unraveled. It unraveled, and it doesn't matter who you are as a coach. If your team doesn't have that inside, it's hard to fix. They have to learn it on the job, and our guys kind of are learning that now, and they're hanging in there and they're fighting, and they understand that the other team's on scholarship and that they can make plays too. And in the case of Army, they beat an SEC opponent the week before, an SEC opponent that won a lot of games the year before, that beat BC in a bowl game, that obviously we knew what we were going to face in Army, how tough they were. The difference with that Army defense is not only are they tough and rugged and disciplined, but they had some really good athletes. So we learned a lot about ourselves, just hanging in there and trying to make some plays and compete and give yourselves a chance to win. So I think if we learned anything, it's that. And then we got to, obviously we have to clean some things up on offense.
Fourth and less than a yard, they're 24, and he
Yep.
goes for the 3. He just got stuffed on basically the same distance on third down. I guess nobody said anything, but I mean, you think that your defense was a little bit like, oh man, we're not gonna take this from this guy. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I don't. I think when you play, first of all, we have the utmost respect for their operation and the way they conduct their offense, because Navy has done it against us 3 years in a row in the same situation, same scenarios.
Well, a different coach though, but
But all I'm saying to you is, if you run that offense, that is at the very core of your beliefs. And how do you stray from the core of your beliefs when
it's
you?
an unbelievable. I mean, I can understand it's a gutsy call. Some people, I think it was a stupid call, but at that point,
You don't want me to answer though.
Huh?
You don't want me to answer the question.
No, I'm looking at it more from your defense's approach.
I think the
not
defense.
offense.
I think first of all, John Haley makes an incredible tackle on third down, and I didn't know right after the game who made the tackle, but it was an incredible tackle. I mean, right at the sticks, and then obviously we made a good play on fourth down. But I could see why he went for it. And I don't think our defense played it any differently.
Okay.
But they were ready, and they made a play. And again, it helps when you have some smart guys and some veteran guys on the defensive line, most particularly, because they made it happen.
Yeah, I guess in reference to what you say about, like the fourth quarter and not quitting, maybe in past years, that's a conversion, right?
Absolutely. I don't think there's any question. We would be yelling from the sideline, watch the sneak, and now they're like, yeah, we got it. And it is a completely different dynamic now. Offense is not quite where the defense is yet. And if you look at our depth chart, you'll see we're a lot younger on offense than defense. And there's more experience on defense. So we got to catch up to the defense relative to our experience. But we're getting leadership right now on both sides of the ball, which that helps.
Sometimes people talk about what a coach will do based on feel. I mean, you hear people talk about all the time with what Charlie Manuel's doing, granted it's a different sport, but when you look at the decision you made with Kevin, was there something just kind of in you that said, you know what, let's maybe just try him here? Because it wasn't that, it was something you did on a Wednesday, and it was a move that really, really paid off for you. Does some of that come from feel sometimes? It's something that you didn't think was going to happen, and you go take yourself in a different direction?
Yeah, well, number one, you know your personnel, okay, and then you know which guys are willing to do things, to willfully say, I'll return a kick, I'll do, and guys like Kevin, who's won the Special Teams Award, or Jaquan Jarrett, who's won the Special Teams Award, or Marquise Liverpool, they'll come up to me every day saying, I can do this, put me on this, throw me the ball, I can play offense too. So, those are the guys that you rely on, but you have to lead with your heart. At this stage, you have to lead with your heart. So what we see on the field, some of the plays that we call, some of the personnel moves that we make, you can only, your philosophy and your systems are only going to go for so far. I mean, at some point you have to lead with your heart, and I think that's what we did in that case, and it paid off. Hopefully we'll continue to do that. And then hopefully some of the guys that we benched that were returning for us will take a step back and refocus and say, okay, I understand what Coach wants now. And that we're hopeful for that as well.